Good evening, denizens of the internet. This is me. I'm Ashley. This is Lily. That's Pippin. We're gonna unbox some stuff. I just realized that's the first time I've ever introduced myself at the beginning of a video. Also, you may notice that I've changed the angle from which I film these videos, and there's no real reason for it other than I just wanted a new angle. So we're gonna unbox some stuff. Now I am missing a box. I don't have Fairyloot right now. They just shipped it today and it is the 8th of April, and it's gonna take probably another week, and I don't want to wait that long, at least to film it. And there's a couple of books in here I might want to read sooner than that. I don't know. If it gets here in time before I edit and post this video, I will slip a clip in. Otherwise, what'll happen, I'll just stick it in next month's video. I've got enough to be dealing with here, as you can see. So now this one does not look like the other things. So we're gonna open this last, and you'll see why when we get there. But first, let us start with my book of the month. I only got one book this month, and honestly, I almost skipped. I just didn't. Oh, I just realized my laundry is sitting in a pile. Who cares? Cats like to lay on it, of course. I'm sure your cats like to lay in your laundry too. This month's bookmark is I'll Hold Your Spot. I think that's a repeat. I'm pretty sure they've done that one before. Submitted by Amy M. Eagleville, Tennessee, member since 2019. Anyway, as I was saying, I decided to give this book a shot. I probably should have just skipped and then waited to see what people had to say, but I don't have the best impulse control. So I ended up just going for it. And that is 6 Days in Bombay by Alka Joshi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is a historical, oh, I thought this was illustrated. It's a real picture. That makes me like this cover less. Lily, stop eating the bookmark. That makes me like this less. This really isn't my normal thing, but this is the only one that really called to me, and none of the member faves really sounded, either I'd already read them, I decided I didn't want to read them, or they weren't interesting. So yeah. Anyway, this is a historical fiction. Let me read you the blurb. What does it look like underneath? Oh, green and gold. When renowned painter Mira Novak arrives at Wadia Hospital in Bombay after a miscarriage, she's expected to make a quick recovery, and her nurse Sona is excited to learn more about the vivacious artist who shares her half-Indian identity. Sona, yearning for a larger life, finds herself carried away by Mira's stories of her travels and exploits, and is shocked by accounts of the many lovers the painter has left scattered throughout Europe. When Mira dies quite suddenly and mysteriously, Sona falls under suspicion, and her quiet life is upended. The key to proving Sona's innocence may lie in a cryptic note and 4 paintings Mira left in her care, sending the young woman on a mission to visit the painter's former friends and lovers across a tumultuous Europe teetering toward war. On the precipice of discovering her own identity, Sona learns that the painter's charming facade hid a far more complicated, troubled soul. In her first standalone novel since her best-selling debut, The Henna Artist, Alka Joshi uses the life of painter Amrita Shergill, the Frito Kala of India, as inspiration for the story's beginning, to explore how far we'll travel to determine where we truly belong. So I'm either going to love this or think it's really cheesy and not like it at all. But I'm willing to take the chance. I should have saved my credit, honestly, but it's fine. It's fine. I really don't like this cover, though. Let's do Aardvark next. So this one, I think I have no regrets. You'll see what I mean in a second. There were really good books this month, and I will show you in a second the 2 books that, because we know in advance the Aardvark books, if you pay attention to their socials, Aardvark's social media, they do Instagram hints starting 5 days before the books drop. So you can figure out, I say you, I can't ever figure it out. The sleuths on the Aardvark Facebook group figure it out, and then I prepare accordingly what the books are going to be. And so I was for sure thinking that I was going to be getting either Blood on Her Tongue, which is a creepy lady horror, or Dissolution by Nicholas Binge, who's the same author as Ascension, which is a book I liked but didn't love. But the premise on this one actually sounded more intriguing to me than the premise so I was trying to decide between those 2, and then they dropped an announcement that not only were they doing a book that is one of my most anticipated books of the year in a special edition with the regular cover and then like a pretty foil on the inside, but they were also doing the first book in this series, which they already did previously without the special edition stuff. I was like, well, I already own both of those. I pre-ordered the one it came out on April 1st, and I already own a copy of book one. It was one of my top 3 books of last year. But this is a special edition, so what are you gonna do? And I made a decision in the moment, and now I have 2 copies of each of these. So yeah, this is the Tainted Cup, which was my number 3 favorite book of last year, and then the new version, which my pre-order hasn't even arrived of this one yet. So this is why I ended up getting these. I'm gonna remove these dust jackets, and it's this is why. Yeah, there's no other reason. Other than that I freaking love this series, and I would like to encourage Aardvark to pick up more Robert Jackson Bennett books in the future. I want to support them in their endeavors. And then the new one is silver. So the original books to these, they actually don't have dust jackets. They are printed right on the naked hardcover. And actually, I'm really happy specifically to have the Tainted Cup, a new edition, because my edition was bound improperly and it's crooked. So now I have these. And you know what? I have no regrets. I don't regret it. It's happened. It happened. I did it. What a handsome mother. Sorry. I love Robert Jackson Bennett. I think he's adorable. I'm going to drop a link, by the way, to a very fun interview that YouTuber Jackson Dickert did with Robert Jackson Bennett. And just so you know, these interviews that this YouTuber does, they're like satire, they're like parody interviews, and the authors always play caricatured versions of themselves, and they just play along with his weirdness, and they're really fun. I'll drop the link of Robert Jackson Bennett's interview with Jackson Dickert down below because it's uncomfortable fun. Anyway, yeah, this was my Aardvark, which actually it's fine because this was already on my TBR, so I don't have to, and then this one I've already read. So, like, I didn't add 2 books to my TBR. I've already read these. Next up, the one that came today, which prompted me to film this video. Oh, wait. Aardvark. Bookmarks. Oh, God, I love their new bookmarks this year. Welcome to the Let's Get an Aardvark emoji movement. Hey, I'll join. I would love an Aardvark emoji. I don't know what I would use it for, but I would love it. And then here's the rest of the books. So you can see we've got the 2 Robert Jackson Bennett's, Bat Eater, Any Trope But You, Blood on Her Tongue, Dissolution, and Tilt. And actually, if they allowed you to get all the books, I would have gotten all of these. So, unlike Book of the Month, which I wasn't really interested in any of them. I mean, the one that I got sounds interesting, but like, I want all the ones from Aardvark. Oh, I don't like this cover. I'm gonna read this book and then put it up on my Pango. So just so you know, I don't like this cover. I like the original cover much better. So this is a book, I believe it is adult, and it is fantasy, so adult fantasy. And it was a book that I was already going to read before I heard that Illumicrate was doing an edition. So I was very excited to learn that, and now I'm very disappointed because I don't like it. It's very rare that I don't like an edition that one of these boxes, I mean, usually I like them at the very least and don't find them physically unpleasant to look at, but I kind of find this one physically unpleasant to look at, and I don't know why. It's objectively perfectly fine. And that is The Prince Without Sorrow by Maithree. I don't know how to say this name. You know what? I'm going to insert editing, Ashley. You will learn how to say this author's name and you will put it in because I cannot say it. Editing, Ashley. It's Maithree Wijisekara. So this is the cover. I don't like it, especially when, here's the original. Look how beautiful that is. What happened? Yeah, I don't like it. I am sad to say. Plus the green and the gold font kind of like blends into it. Like you can't even really see the title. Anyway, that's the front. The tops and the bottom are just green, although I really like that color green. Here's the edges. I don't mind the edges as much. The cover is not it for me. And then here's the back. It says, you have to learn to be cruel before you can learn to be great. A sentiment I do not agree with. The under is pretty. Oh, I was hoping they would have the original cover on the other side, but they don't. This is pretty. I like this. I always like a gold foiled book. That's a jaguar. Is this a tiger or a jaguar? What is with the mixing of the animals? The original cover has those. It's like, I think it's a stag and there's something else. And then this is a tiger and then this is a leopard. What's going on? And then the back, I think, is just a jungle scene. On the inside, I don't know who this is. You can't really see his face. And then on the other side, another character who I don't know. I'm actually kind of, I won't lie, I'm kind of disappointed in this edition. I don't really like it. The only thing I like is this. And even then, I'm not like a leopard print girly. So that really doesn't appeal to me either. Although there's a video that I think you should all look up on Instagram. It might be on TikTok also. I don't know. I don't have TikTok anymore. I deleted it because I just don't need that in my life. It's one more thing to pay attention to. Anyway, there's a video of this zookeeper or a sanctuary worker or somebody. She has lots of big cats, tigers, leopards, jaguars, and she goes around and just boops them on the nose, and they know to expect it and they like wait for their boop. Just Google that. It's a good time. And this is, I'm upset about this. I could have just bought the regular book, and I skipped both Illumicrate and Fairyloot next time, even though I really wanted to read both of them for monetary reasons, and I could have just spent the money from this on that. And so now I have regrets. I guess I should probably read it soon, so I can put it up on Tango. Next up, I do have a Fairyloot, but this is a special edition that I pre-ordered like 6 months ago. And I have been waiting for it. I've already read the book. I bought myself a copy of the American edition, and I'm gonna keep both. And now I have to get books 1 and 2 in that edition too, because I like them both. I like both editions. And here's the book, because I have the first 2 books in the Fairyloot edition, so I had to get them to match. And these editions I think are really pretty. The UK covers are not my favorite, but what the Fairyloot editions do, I just cannot pass up. And that is the 3rd Emily Wilde book, Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. So this, I don't really like these. I feel like they look really young and kind of juvenile, and I don't think they're as pretty as the American version, which I'll put here. But Fairyloot has gorgeous customizations. And the under jacket, I love these. I love this underneath. There it looks like a book. Backside says, hand you the right storybook and you are capable of anything. And it's got some slight gold foiling, green edges with mushrooms and flowers. And then the other thing that I really like is the art on the inside. I love Emily and Wendell. They're so cute. This is them having a picnic in Fairyland. They don't call it Fairyland, they just call it Fairy. Oh, that's so cool. I want a poster of that. See, this is why I get these special editions. I love that. I love that so much. Special edition. Very nice. You know what? I'm just of the right age. Oh, look, signature. I'm just of the right age where, and I was young enough where some of the things that Borat said in the original Borat movie just pop out of my mouth frequently. And it's a little bit unfortunate. Like, I cannot stop referring to sex as sexy times, which, to be fair, I actually, you know, the reason I do that is because I think it's funny, and it's also better than spice. Okay, last box with a book in it. Well, maybe I'll insert, if I inserted Fairyloot March before here, then yay, but otherwise it's probably gonna be in the next one. Here, Pippin. Here, Pippin. You be cute boy. Intense wrapping. Whoops, this is book 2 in the current series that the Broken Binding is doing, which is, I just forgot the name of the series. The first book is The Mask of Mirrors. Oh, it's Rook and Rose. It's right here. So we got the wrapping, we've got the bookmark. The second book is called The Liar's Knot,
And on the back, it says, if you can't even have a good cry with your friends without worrying about your secrets getting out, I'm thinking you need more crying, more friends, and even fewer secrets. I like that. So this is a series I haven't read yet, and I hope to get to it soon. But I've been assured by several people who know my taste pretty well and who I usually agree with that I will like it very much. So here's the edition, The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. I do like the art style on this. I still don't like the font they chose. So that's the front. Back has a quote on it. It says, "Trust is the thread that binds us and the rope that hangs us." And then there's like some dude in a spider web, and then there's like a little spider there. I don't know what's going on there. There is the side. The tops are the cards again, this time with spider webs, I believe. More cards. Pippin, you're gonna get stuck. Get out of there. Should I wrap him up in the packaging? Have a little Pippin burrito. 641 pages. Oh, I love the underneath. I think I like this even better than the last one with the mask. It's creepy. There's a spider. Pippin, he has pushed himself through the burrito. You know what, Pippin? You know what? This is so, I love this color, the maroon brown. There's the side. And then we've got some pretty art of stuff that I have no idea what's happening. Pretty art of a lady in a weird costume. And that's that. I love this. I love this. I'm excited to get to this. There's too many books. There's too many books. And they keep making more books. And then it's worse. And then my last little package I have to open right now is something I've been waiting, I think almost a year for. They were delayed on shipping, and the book itself I am not going to get until September-ish, maybe October. I hope it's September. Some of you may remember in the year of 2023, I was subscribed to the Year of Sanderson with his 4 secret projects, which were all lovely. It's just like socks and pajama pants, so just calm down. And then I was very sad when that was over, but then it turns out he wrote another secret project, and I bought it. And the book, like I said, isn't shipping until September-ish, but I did buy myself an add-on, and the add-on was a plushie, and I agonized over which plushie to get because I could only afford one because they were kind of pricey. And I ended up going with this one, and I want both of them. So maybe they're up on the Dragonsteel website and I can buy the other one. I bought myself a Syl plushie from the Stormlight archive. She's so cute. Look at her. I don't know where I'm going to put it. The other one that I was thinking about was one of my favorite characters in the Stormlight archive, just total, is Pattern, the Spren, Shallan's Spren. And he's my favorite. But Syl is so cute. So I don't know where I'm going to put her. Hey, Pippin. Ow! His back claws are like digging into my leg. You guys are menaces. Anyway, this is my plushie. Maybe I'll put her on the shelf. But I don't know. But like, there's not enough room. And I already have Oathbringer up there, like the sword. I'll figure it out. Maybe she can sit next to Sherlock on my books over in my room. Let's look at my books, minus Fairyloot. Even if I showed it to you or not, is the Fairyloot adult book, Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. And that is going to be my last shot with Olivia Blake. If I don't like it, I'm going to not read any more of her books. I do have Masters of Death, which is like a cozy-ish romantic fantasy, like a lighthearted. So maybe I'll like if she writes lighthearted books and I like that tone. But this one is angsty like Atlas 6, which I did not like. So here are March's books that I've got. If you've made it to the end of this video, which I'm kind of low energy tonight, so if it's not as good as usual, I apologize. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Please don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you want to. And if you don't have anything to say about any of these books, please leave me some sort of cat for this book I'm disappointed in. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, love you, bye.